as a business owner, when you have employees and you have to make those tough decisions that we have to let people go because for whatever reason that it happens to be. And is that something that you have already done, Kim, or is that something that's in the works, that, letting go of this one person? And how are you approaching that? How are you preparing for that? Or how did you prepare for that?
Well, it's upcoming. It hasn't been announced yet. And to be totally honest, I haven't acknowledged the question.
Yeah.
But the first step had to begin with me, because
Right.
up until, I got to be honest, until this year, I was falling short on the value I was giving myself, and my self-confidence was not there.
Yeah.
So I was settling.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
just this year, I'm realizing I don't need to settle. It's amazing, even looking back 10 years ago, when I put out the soulmate spec sheet and attracted my soulmate, but in my own business, I haven't been able to do the same. And I just had a conversation with somebody, and I realized I need to have not a soulmate spec sheet, but a spec sheet for my business that I can attract the same way as I did my husband.
Yes. Yes. There's a woman that I know who did the exact same thing, who she was saying, she's a coach, and she was coaching another lady. And the lady, I believe that the woman was going to become an entrepreneur and was going into coaching herself. And she said that, what I really need to, as she was working with the experienced coach, and she was saying to the experienced coach that what I really need to have in my life is I need a personal assistant, because I'm so overwhelmed. There's so many things to do. And I just find myself chasing my own tail and not being productive, getting anything done. And the experienced coach had asked her, so tell me, what does this personal assistant look like? And the coach was just kind of taken back, like, well, I don't even know. And it's like, right, it has to start with us. We have to be able to say what it is that we want. Otherwise, we're open to anybody popping in. And that's not you'll have a personal assistant, but that's not the person that you want. They don't meet any of the criteria that you're looking for. And one of the things that the new coach had said was, once she started realizing, I have to lay it out. I mean, here she coaches people, but it's easy to not see ourselves in the picture when we're in the frame, right? So she had said one of the things, listed off all the things that she needed, how to do social media and, filing papers, all of that stuff. But she said, oh, this will never happen. But I just would love if they could kind of be a nanny also, because I really need somebody to look after my 2-year-old. And she said, that's impossible. And the experience coach said, no, absolutely not impossible, because you are saying exactly what I said, however many years ago, 15 years ago, because I also wanted my personal assistant that could do all of this and nanny for me at the same time. And that was exactly what she brought into her life. And it was not by chance. That's not coincidence. We literally are sending that out, and that is what we're bringing back in. So yeah, I love this.
I'm sitting here staring at a corner that I sort of face here in my office, and I realized I did create it. I just forgot that I created it. I have my affirmations, and I'm projecting it out 10 years. But that's something that we need to do, is give ourselves the time and talk to ourselves in the present tense. This is what I do. Like,
Yeah.
who are next level you? Like, who's next level Nada? Who's next level Kim? What does she look like? What does she do? I mean, I have silly things, and it's not silly. Okay, I had a typo in this line. I hope that doesn't affect my ability to manifest it. But I wrote, I drive a state of the art and paid off electric VW van.
Ooh.
I meant state of the art. But I saw the new van, or whatever they call it, that they're putting out in a couple of years, and I told myself I will drive that. And I'm actually tagging them on social media once a month, once every couple of months, volunteering that if they need a family to be a brand ambassador and show how this thing stands up to 5 kids and 2 parents, count me in.
Wow.
I don't keep on doing that until they release it. And
wow.
I don't know if that's how I'll drive it, but I will drive it. I'm telling you right now, I will drive it.
Yes, absolutely. That's brilliant. That is brilliant how you are putting that out there and tagging them in social media. I love it. And when you are driving that van, would you please share that with us? Because I would love to share that story. That is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I love it. Here's the thing that's so fun too, Kim, because there's so many people that I call it, and I don't mean this isn't a judgment. I used to be one of those people, but meat and potatoes, where it's everything, it's just mundane. This day looks exactly like yesterday. It's kind of like that different day, same old crap stuff. And when you get to talk to somebody else who is on the same page of the law of attraction and how all of this works, it's just so exciting. So it's just like, I already see you in the van. So I want to know, what color is the van that you want to be there you are driving? What color is that?
Oh, it's absolutely turquoise.
Oh,
it's going to be obnoxious looking on the street, but I'm going to love every second of it.
I love it. So turquoise, that is your signature color, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is.
I love it.
If I color it turquoise, then my older two boys won't ask to drive it, and that's the key.
So you want to know what's funny here? My husband's mother always bought super, like the muscle cars. She had, I can't remember what they were, but they were the kind of cars that the teenagers wanted to buy, because she didn't want them to, I hope I'm telling the story correct. I'll find out. If I'm doing it wrong, I'll be corrected. But she didn't want the kids to be spending all of their money on cars. So she thought, and it was a very tight-knit family, everybody was very close in age, 7 kids, that if she bought a car that was racy and fun, then the kids would all be together in that car, and they wouldn't have to be spending their money on tires and insurance and gas and for all of these different cars. Just put it all into one car. And I love this, because I had the same feeling with myself, with my kids, that if I have a car that my kids never will want to drive, I never will have to be in that argument, and it will always be my own vehicle.
Absolutely. I mean, I could get a bright pink vehicle, and that would definitely keep the boys out, but no, pink's not my color.
Not your color. It might draw just a little too much odd attention, but turquoise, I think, is fabulous. I love it. So Kim, we have already come up to our 30 minutes. So as I start to bring this in for a landing, and on the show notes, people will be able to connect with you. And actually, before I even get to that part, because there's so many more questions, I've been taking notes like crazy since we've been talking, and I want to continue this conversation. Would you be willing to come back and continue this conversation with me next week?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Perfect. So in the meantime of next week, how do people connect with you? How do they get to your podcast, to your website? What is the easiest way to reach you?
Everything is at thekimsutton.com. Remember to put that seems redundant, but put thekimsutton.com. And everything's right there.
Okay, perfect. And that will be in the show notes. So if you're driving or you don't have paper and pen close by to you, no problem, because I will all show up in the show notes. So Kim, I adore you. I love this conversation. I'm excited to have you back in a week and continue on, because I want to go a little bit deeper with some of these experiences that you've had in your life. And I hope I'm not crossing any boundaries. And of course, you just let me know. But I look forward to talking to you again one more time. So thank you very much for being with me today.
Thank you.
Until next week, listeners, until next week, Kim, thank you very much for being here. Have a beautifully blessed week. Enjoy every beautiful blessing that shows up for you during the day. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for spending time with us today. Please go to nadahogan.com for show notes and other information you can use right away. If you like what you heard here, please subscribe to our show, and don't forget to rate and review right there on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your shows. And don't forget to tell your friends about it. We'll see you next week.